Here are the answers to the warm-ups. So we have a right triangle, and its leg lengths are 6 and 10. Leg refers to the shorter sides of your triangle. How long is the hypotenuse? So to do this, of course, we have the Pythagorean theorem, where you take leg squared, which in this case might be 6 squared, plus your other leg squared, which in this case would be 10 squared. And it's going to equal the hypotenuse squared, which is the mystery. But of course, if you take 36 plus 100, you know that you get 136 is equal to the hypotenuse squared. That is the area of this square. That means the hypotenuse itself, or one side of the square, you find that by taking the square root of both sides. So this would leave you with just the hypotenuse, and the square root of 136 would be how long your hypotenuse is. And if you want to estimate that, it's about 11.66 or so. The second question, what are the x-intercepts for the equation? So 2 equals x squared minus x. What I want to do is try and use the quadratic formula to find the x-intercepts. And to do that, what we want to do is write this in the standard form, which is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, which means we want the x squareds, the x's, and the y-intercept on one side. And to do that, we just need to subtract 2 from this other side. So if I subtract 2 from both sides, that leaves me with 0 equals x squared minus x minus 2. So this equation and that equation are the same thing. And notice that my y value is 0. That's important because if y is equal to 0, that means you're on the x-axis, which is, or makes them, your x-intercepts. All right, so the next thing is to then throw in my quadratic formula. So maybe I could try and factor this. Right? I'm going to use the quadratic formula today. So that is the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2a. At this point, hopefully you have that memorized. And then in for a, I'm going to put the value of 1 because there's 1x squared. In for b, I'll put the value of negative 1 because there's negative 1x. And in for c, I'll put negative 2. So I do the opposite of b, which becomes a positive 1, plus or minus the square root of b squared, well, negative 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times a times c. So 4 times a times c is going to give me, it looks like, negative 8. And all of that's divided by 2 times a, or 2 times 1 is 2. So if I look at this, that just means I'm adding 1 plus 8, which is 9. 1 plus or minus the square root of 9 over 2. Square root of 9, of course, is just 3. So I'll write that up here, 1 plus or minus 3 divided by 2. And now I get both answers. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Divided by 2 means 2 is one of my x-intercepts. And if I subtract 1 minus 3 is negative 2, divided by 2 is negative 1 is the other x-intercept. If I were to try and factor this, what two numbers multiplied give me negative 2, and when I add them give me negative 1? Well, how about negative 2 times 1? If I multiply, I get negative 2. If I add them, I get negative 1. So that means I could have also wrote the equation of 0 equals x minus 2 times x plus 1. And that means positive 2 is one of my x-intercepts. And negative 1 would be the other x-intercept, which is the exact same thing I got using the quadratic formula. And the last problems. When we are subtracting or adding, we want to know, obviously which one we have to do. Since the signs are the same, we're going to add these fractions together, and we're going to keep the sign. So negative 3/4 minus 5/6. 3/4 plus 5/6 gives me 1 7/12. But because I have the same sign, I keep that negative sign, and that would be your answer. The second one, the signs are different. We have a positive 6.4 and a negative 2.1. That means we subtract the values, because what we're trying to do is see how many more positives we have. And it turns out we have 4.3 more positives.